2. Hey there. Where I last left off with Pseudoregalia, I have like 2 of the 5 big key items to beat the game, and I got 3 to go. In terms of play hours, I'm at like 9, and most people beat it at 11. But I got a little distracted last stream, so I might be a bit further away. Might be another, might be like 3 or 4 hours instead of 2. But I'm gonna see how far I can get, because I'm really enjoying this game. Is it a horror game? No. I wouldn't describe it as that at all. I would describe it as a goat game. For obvious reasons. No, I won't do the overlays again. Don't worry. I got it out of my system. I'm just gonna play the game now. Probably. Yeah. So, assuming you know anything about what you're looking at right now, there is a key on that stage. I had to unlock that door, and that door, and then a big cage opened up and I got a key. So I'm done with this area. I don't know exactly where to go next, but I think I kind of have a gauge for what the game wants me to do at this point, which is just literally stumble into new stuff. So I'm gonna try and not get too focused on having to find something new, as opposed to just exploring. Although if I had to pick a direction... I'm gonna go circle back that last door and see if it splinters off anywhere. Just a quick run through. No, I don't think so. Alright. Just go back then. Yeah, I would describe this as one of my favorite 3D platformers. I think it's earned that right, just through the level of find your own solutionness there is to it. This is easier than backtracking all the way back up here. So yeah, I'd recommend this game if you're into this genre. Nope, nope, nope. Not there. Movement gamer take on Titanfall 2 Surge. I've already talked about it a bit, so I'm not gonna go super in detail, but I will say that my suspicion of a Titanfall 3 is growing. Because the Apex, or well, the Respawn team, has been doing more of that weird secrecy thing they do where they update text in Titanfall. Like, they update the text beneath playlists in the main menu. And some of the text they've mentioned, people have found ways to connect it to, like, one of the 3rd upgrades on one of the Titans has a label text for the ability, and they made that a playlist text. I know it sounds insane, but they've been updating stuff on the main menu that seems to have a level of, what's the word? Consistency? Connection? I don't know. I think the chance that a Titanfall 3 is going to be announced on October 27th is more than non-zero. Last stream I said it was like non-zero. Like, it's possible, I don't expect it. I think it's like a 1% now. It's gone up. Gotta get my health back. It might be copium, but I'm gonna hold out for it. The stuff they're doing, it seems like it would be weird to do it with no reason. And that's the end of that. If you see me walk into a room and kind of just abandon it, that's me gauging whether or not I think there's a door I haven't explored yet. And I think I've explored everything over there. One day I'm gonna figure out how to not wall kick. One day. Oof, I gotta focus for this one. What was the next? You know that Netflix has been making a bunch of Castlevania-esque animated shows? There was another one announced recently. I think it was Devil May Cry. That was announced like 5 years ago, but everyone assumed it was not happening. And then out of nowhere, a trailer dropped for the DMC animated series. Which, I love that. I didn't think they were gonna make it, just based off of dead air for so long. No, not Scott Pilgrim. I'm sorry, is Scott Pilgrim animated like the Castlevania series? No, I'm talking about all the shows that have a very specific adult theme look to them. I haven't watched all of them. Like, I dropped, I think it's called Blood of Zeus. There's another cartoon like that. I just didn't get invested. I haven't finished the Dota series. Dota has like an animated adult series, and I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting. I was expecting it to have a bit more relevancy to the game, at least format-wise, but there's not even 5 guys fighting for lanes in that show as far as I can tell. Maybe I just didn't watch far enough. I did see the Scott Pilgrim trailer, and I think it's crazy how one of my friends who was they're much more of a weeb than I am. They explained a bit about the Scott Pilgrim trailer to me. What I'll start off by saying I saw it, and it's voiced like an anime dub, but Scott Pilgrim is an American IP, which is weird. It's like, why would the dub be over emoting so much? And some people are saying it's because the studio making the Scott Pilgrim animation is like, I think it's a Japanese studio. And from what I understand, when they make like animation, like TV shows in Japan or like some Eastern Asian shows, they do lip sync very differently. For whatever reason, Americans value accuracy of like lip flaps a lot harder, but they don't have that so much in Japan. So for one, it looks weird because it's animated like an anime where they just go like ooh ah ee and show teeth. And I don't know if this is a reason. I know sometimes over there they'll animate it first and then voice act to match the lip sync, whereas a lot of American cartoons will do voice acting first and then lip sync later. And some people think they're doing it backwards on Scott Pilgrim, since logically that might be how that studio does it. I don't know what they're doing. I think they're doing something weird with it. I think they're trying to differentiate themselves from the live action. I've seen the live-action Scott Pilgrim. Love that movie. It's a very dry movie. Very realistic reads of all the lines. Super low emotion, awkward, staggering, pauses between between talking. And the cartoon doesn't do that. It's like, everybody talks like this. And after a while, it starts to seem like a little much. Have I seen those animations on YouTube? Yeah, some people have made, like, fan animations of the movie. And that's what I was expecting the Scott Pilgrim thing to be. I thought it would be a very dry delivery, but with the art style of the comics. But I guess they're making it more of an anime in terms of dubbing. I don't know. I still think it'll be good, but it's gonna turn some people away 100%. I already find it a little weird. But might get used to it. Do you know Cloud Dead, Justin? Yeah, that's like a really weird avant-garde, I want to say hip-hop band, but I don't know if you can really give them a genre. Weird electronic music, I guess. They make some weird songs. The band Cloud Dead makes music that I think you hear while you're dying. Like, on that, the last minute before you completely lose consciousness and fade away, I imagine whatever that band's music is what you hear. Like, you would think you'd hear an angelic choir, right? Like, oh. I think you would hear weird, off-rhythm, lo-fi beats and people talking in your left and right ear. And a little synthesizer that's going... Just weird. It's a weird band. I like stuff like that, though. Which is a shame, because I feel like those bands never last the longest. It's like, you don't know Clouded. Like, weird, catchy stuff like Tally Hall. Bands that are just like 8 people with a lot of ideas, and they spit them all out across 2 albums. And then they just split up. Because they have big brains. I love bands like that, but it's just a shame you don't see them stick around too long. Unless their name's Steely Dan. But yeah, weird stuff. It's great. So I have traveled back to one of the previous areas. There's usually a lot of locked key doors around here. I don't have a key, but I'm hoping I run into one of those. And/or a key. I kind of want to go out to that big outdoor area again, too. King Gizzard. King Gizzard's kind of that. I don't know if I would say King Gizzard is as experimental as what I was describing. I guess it's subjective. King Gizzard's pretty experimental, but they also have a running theme. Like, they do a lot of metal adjacent stuff. Metal and prog adjacent. I was speaking more about bands that, like, never retread the same water twice. RX Bandits. Yeah, honestly, I'd say RX Bandits fits that, or RX Bandits and Fall of Troy are also really great, not quite math rock, not quite prog bands that just do some weird shit. Fall of Troy is just loud. Just really loud. Not picking my nose. I'm scratching that part under your nose, but above your lip. I'm scratching that. This is another area I should be able to progress in, but Wait, did I hit that? Huh. I might have been able to do that before. I still don't think I can do much in here. I'm gonna see if I can circumvent. Maybe. This honestly might be an area I can just cheat my way into. Seems like it. No, 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 no. Those hands are terrifying. It's like a jump scare. You sound like me at my last physical. I hear about all the shit surrounding the release of Fortune's Run. Is that the boomer shooter that like Valve denied from getting released on Steam? Because there was like a realistic depiction of sexual assault, but it was meant to be like a tasteful depiction that doesn't glorify it, so people are confused as to why Valve would not allow it. If that's the game I'm thinking of, then yeah, I have heard of it. I don't know a whole lot about the game or why exactly Valve denied it. Apparently there were other reasons, like they couldn't get the build set up. Who's that guy that made Dusk? I remember he was part of the discourse. And the creator of Fortune's, like, what is it, Davey? Like, I think Davey, I'm gonna wait until someone can confirm. Who made Dusk? I feel like I should know this, right? But anyway, someone who has multiple games on Steam asked the developer of David Szymanski, that's it. So David asked the creator of Fortune's Run, like, are you sure that's the reason? Because that doesn't... It seems like a lot of Valve, they usually just automate it, and if it got denied, it's because of a run issue. And the creator of Fortune's Run kind of reacted very animatedly about it. Like, they were offended at the idea that it was banned for any other reason. And some people thought David was being sort of pretentious. I don't know. I thought he was giving a genuine question. It seemed like he was trying to help. And I thought it was weird that the Fortune's Run creator felt so, like... I guess I get it. He felt passionate about being doubted, but I don't know. I don't know if we have the full story on why it was denied. It seems like a good game. I don't get why it wouldn't be accepted. But I can't speak on to whether or not Valve made a good choice. If they banned it because of a depiction of sexual assault, there's probably way more games on Steam that already do that through way more gross means. So it would be weird if that was the straw that broke the camel's back. I think they're trying to get the game published elsewhere. If not on Epic, then on one of those game sites. There will be a way to play Fortune's Run, I'm sure. It would be a shame if it wasn't on Steam, though. They banned it because it was apparently not explicit enough for it to warrant a warning on the page. Oh, that's weird. That's a weird reason. It's not a weird thing to get told, but that's a weird reason to not let the game launch. It's like, you would think they would say, hey, we can just remove that. You don't need it. But if that's the case, then, yeah, I think Steam's just weird. I've heard a lot about the discussion on, like... Because Steam takes a big percentage of revenue And people justify it by saying, well, indies get a lot of value for being on Steam. You get a lot of free promotion. They get a lot of free coverage, and that's not untrue. There definitely is a benefit to being on Steam over Epic in terms of viewability. But that also is a bad reason to, like, defend Steam for taking so much. Like, do you need that much money? It's still an egregious amount to be taking. Which is why I think it's good. There's stuff like the EGS launcher. Gives Valve a reason to actually competitively adjust their business model. Which, you know, they never had to do. I never healed. Oh. Well, the good thing is I'm pretty close to where I was. Yeah, this is definitely an area I'm not really... That would be easier with another item, but I think I can do it all without it. I don't remember how I did the last part, though. Yeah, it's a Metroidvania platformer. Much higher emphasis on the platforming than there is the combat. That would be the big discerning factor I would put on this game. It is a platformer first and a combat game second. Which works for it. I thought it was weird that there was, like, a boss fight in the first, like, hour of the game, and I haven't seen another since. Maybe I've seen one and just forgot about it. The start of the game gave me the impression there would be more combat, and then they just haven't revisited that, like, at all. So the thing is, I burn all my jumps accidentally, but it's okay, I made it. That looks like the intended solution, right? Whatever I just did. Definitely. Alright, this is where I was, basically. Maybe I should have saved that for when I was lower. No. Like, the combat in this game is really just for the sake of getting your health back. It seems like it's just for filling that white meter. Yeah, if I fall, I have to redo all the levers, so hitting it and falling is not an option. But attacking also freezes me, seems like. So I can't hit it and keep moving. I can't rely on my existing momentum. Oh. Okay, maybe it does persist. I found an interview from one of my favorite guitarists, Tony Molina, who does, like, one of the most, like, punk guys I'm aware of. He has insane harmonic guitars. Anyways, there was like this interview he did like 5 years ago, and I thought, oh, it'll be cool. I've never actually really heard Tony Molina talk. And for, I'm not even joking, half the questions, he responded, no, what the fuck? I don't want to answer that. And half of the interview was him refusing to answer the most basic questions of like, so like, what song are you particularly proud of off of the Ovens LP? It's like, I don't fucking know, man. And halfway through the interview, the interviewer starts asking, be honest, is this interview bombing right now? And he would just respond, Jesus, yeah, I think so. Which I think for a punk guitarist interview is probably as like, that's as good of a sign as you can get. It really, you don't get that good at shredding without being a social train wreck. At first I thought it was like a bit, and it still might have been. It was hard to tell if they were doing a bit the whole time. It seemed like he was genuinely pissed off for half the interview. This guy was the first boss, by the way. But repackaged into a mini boss. There is a lock on. Maybe I can't kill him. How? How? I fucked that up. I might be able to build meter off that guy, so I can't kill him, but I can heal off of him. I'm guessing that's the reason he's there. Sounds like the average Kurt Cobain interview. Sort of. I don't think Kurt Cobain was quite as mean to paparazzi. He was just very... He fucked with them, was really his whole thing. Like, Nirvana once did a live show where I guess the venue forced them to lip sync because they didn't want the show to be bad or whatever. So Nirvana intentionally lip synced it as shitty as possible. Like, they weren't strumming the right notes. Kurt started deep throating the microphone. They were just fucking around. And I don't think they were mean to people as much as they were just disrespectful. Which, it's never unethical to be disrespectful to paparazzi, but I think that's kind of what their whole shtick was. Or so I hear. I don't know, maybe Kurt Cobain loved his fame. Who's to say? We don't have any indication that he didn't like his fame. It's purely speculative. Oh cool, all of that just to unlock this door. That's great. But no, Kurt was pretty good with interviews if the interview was good. Didn't he do one with, like, Nardwuar? And there was, like, a crazy story on how Nardwuar managed to bag an interview with Nirvana. Like, I believe this... I'm gonna paraphrase the story since I don't fully remember it, but Nardwuar... And this is, like, early Nardwuar, before he was, like, a really well-acclaimed... I guess he was kind of known. He basically showed up at a Nirvana show, and he was planning to sort of, social engineer his way into the back room. I know, like, Courtney Love recognized Nardwuar and then helped him get backstage to meet with Nirvana right before a show. Grohl got him in. I thought he met Grohl in the bathroom, and that's how, like, they knew each other. Or no, Nardwuar... I can't remember. I was gonna say Nardwuar camped out in the bathroom waiting for Nirvana to show up, but that might have been Weird Al. I might be getting my stories mixed up. Anyways, Nardwuar basically managed to stumble his way into a Nirvana interview, which at the time was a feat because they were like the biggest band in the world, or at least one of the fastest growing ones in the world. And so he just happened to be in the right places at the right time and be respected by the right people. So he managed to bag an interview with them. And the way I understand it, like, he tried to get through, like, through agents and all that, but he wasn't getting any headway there. Like, no one was gonna let him backstage, no one was making the time for him. His only way was basically to confront them in person. So yeah, just crazy story. That might have been like one of the earliest Nirvana interviews too. I can't entirely remember. Also, I didn't pay attention to what just happened. I think I got another key. Yeah, I got one of the 3 keys I need. So now I only need 2 of them. Okay, now I get it. I went through all of that to unlock that door, which also unlocked this door, I guess. So it seems like this, how this game works is you do all the stuff in an area and get the key. So with that in mind, I've gotten the key from Empty Bailey, Sansa Keep, and Twilight Theater. So I gotta find 2 of the areas that I haven't been to yet and get the keys there. I don't remember all the names though, so I'm looking for anything that doesn't start with an E, S, or T. I think the outside area is a different area. We'll go find out. One of these doors leads to it. I thought the green Hulk hand was part of the game. Not. Oh, this is where I kind of wanted to go. Hulk hand. Never heard that description. I remember one time I was at a Subway and the person making the sandwich complimented me. They're like, "You have such young hands, no veins, so soft." And it was meant to be a compliment on my youth, but really all I heard was, "Wow, you don't look very strong. You have no nerve. You have very soft hands for a boy." First thing I did was hit a 200-pound weights when I got home. I just don't know. You never go into a Subway expecting to get complimented for your hands, right? But when it happens, you're never the same. And looking at my hands now, they're a little veiny. Maybe they've just been ripened with age, but I like to think my hands aren't supple anymore. God forbid. Can you poke my eye out, Funk? Sorry, this is the closest I can get. Did anyone read that news about Junji Ito? 'Cause I can't remember what studio it was, and I'm really hoping someone can confirm for me. There was some game developer known for their horror games, and they tweeted a picture of like Tomy, or they tweeted a Junji Ito panel with the text "soon" or something like to that effect. There was some sort of implication that Junji Ito was making a horror game with a well-renowned studio. I might need to Google this in a second because I need to remember what studio it was. And I don't want to sound stupid. Slitterhead. Slitterhead devs seemingly tease something Junji Ito related. I don't actually know what Slitterhead is. Okay, I'm opening up an article. You're about to get flashbanged, so sorry. Slitterhead gameplay footage. Okay, so this is the important part. Slitterhead is one of those upcoming horror games that piqued our interest immediately. Led by Silent Hill creator Keiichiro Toyama and announced back in 2021, the Grisly Scare 'em Up marks the first game from Bokeh Game Studio. And if you follow this more recent news, apparently Bokeh Game Studios, the people creating this horror game, they tweeted this. This is Tomy, by the way, by Junji Ito. If you don't know who Junji Ito is, there's probably a YouTube video out there for you. But I guess he might be working on the game with them, or at the very least might be like a consultant on it or something. Or making another game. Whatever it is, I adore Junji Ito's work, and I've always wanted to play a video game by him. It's crazy to me that there's not more horror games inspired by Ito. It is a weird teaser, I agree. But yeah, I think he would be very valuable on any team like that. He could come up with some crazy designs. Just don't let him write the story, because no one's gonna like the fucking ending of the game if he does the writing. Sorry, not sorry. There was other Junji Ito news, not as big though. Apparently there's gonna be a compilation manga by like a bunch of different mangaka doing Junji Ito style stories. Although Junji Ito isn't making any of the stories, he's only making the cover art. But I'm kind of interested in that. A bunch of mangaka are basically doing their own horror stories. Take care, monsieur. But yeah, be on the lookout for Bokeh Game Studio. This is all new area to me, so taking my time here. It's interesting that the black holes just sort of stopped being relevant after I got through the doorway. I got no key. Sort of a fitting conversation. This is the most horror-esque area of Pseudoregalia I've seen yet. Some rooms you have to clear everything just to open the door, so even though I probably don't need to, I'm just killing everything. Knew it. Oh yeah, in other gaming news, apparently there's a new Elder Scrolls game, guys. There's a new Elder Scrolls game! And it's a mobile game. So, not really. I don't know. I didn't bother to read any of the details on it. I just heard they're making a mobile game with ESO. Well, the TES brand on it. Which just makes it all the more funny how early they announced TES 6. It's funny to think how much of like a bad call that was in the long run, but how good of a call it was in the short run. Like they just wanted to win. What even was that, E3? They wanted to win that game show. That game awards. By having a bunch of big announcements. And all they ended up doing was make everyone fucking hate them 5 years later. When they announced we're finally starting on TES 6. I mean, we already started on it, but now we actually, you know, started making it. Instead of just drawing stuff. Before you get angry at them, remember that 60% of all gamers are mobile gamers. We're the minority, people. Get used to it. Damn, this is gonna be tricky. Really? I sort of fudged the numbers, but it's somewhere around there. It might be 40. Let me Google it. This is what technology's for. What percentage of gamers are mobile gamers? Wow! I didn't fudge the numbers. I didn't pull it out of my ass. 60% of the entire gaming market is dominated by mobile gaming. I knew I got that number from somewhere. Yeah, but you have to consider that definition is describing anyone that plays like Peggle or Candy Crush or whatever mobile game is popular now. I don't really... If it's not obvious, I don't really partake. But yeah. There's a lot more moms playing Candy Crush or Wordle. There's a lot more grandpas playing 2048 than there are 20-somethings playing Warzone. So yeah, the number does make sense. It's not made up. Could you imagine if like all those soccer moms weren't playing Wordle, they were actually playing like Infinity Blade? Infinity Blade 3? Like all those moms actually are bigger gamers than someone who only plays like new CODs. I cannot do this area because this one actually necessitates the black holes. Ow. I really love that this game can be sort of an endless string of movement abilities. It's not all just one ability. Like, you're frequently switching between them all. It's not like playing Spyro and then mostly just running and gliding everywhere. Not that that's bad, but it's a particular bonus on this game. On its report card. So I'm more or less in the nether at this point, right? That's what this is? Just the nether. Let's go get those blaze sticks, gamers. I don't think I've ever played Minecraft to the point I have to, like, actually complete a nether base. And to clarify, I played a lot of Minecraft. That just sort of got added after I was done with it. Not done with it, but stopped being interested in progressing and just focused on building. Don't worry, I'm not gonna turn my stream into a bash Minecraft one. I already do that every 3 weeks. Cheap. Hey Funk, Jax Films says hi. Tell Jax Films Funk says hi, but in bigger letters. So it's a more meaningful hi. I guess I could have just said capitals, but I said what I said. Should stream Bomb Rush Cyberfunk. I've had my eye on that game, and for more reasons than just it having bomb and funk in its name. Yeah, I'll play that at some point. I think Leon actually made a video on it today. I'll let him decide if I play it. Like any good gamer, I'll let a YouTuber decide for me. Yeah, I played Jet Set. I like the formula of the game. I think Jet Set itself wears thin quickly because they don't iterate on the formula. It's one of those games where they have a great idea and they just do the same thing the whole game. So even though I like Jet Set, I've been like hands off on the genre because it's like, I don't know, I haven't seen anyone iterate well on it. But if Cyberfunk can do that to any degree, then I'm on board. That's very sweet of him, Enzo. I love his stuff too, and it throws me for a loop when I hear other YouTubers aware of my little niche of the internet. So that's very sweet. Ooh, spikies. Alright, we're gonna have a pretty good streak of me just completing stuff and not being lost, so cherish it. What are your favorite albums? I'm looking to diversify my music taste. I might not be the person to ask, because I'm good at finding music similar to the music I already listened to. It depends on what you like. If you want some pseudo-political Scottish folk music, look up Blackbird Rom. They're a really weird, screaming folk band that I kinda am intrigued by. I don't know if I'd call it my favorite, though. Ow. If you're just trying to diversify... Sorry, I'm having too much fun with this lever. Yeah, I don't know how to answer that, because I don't know if you're looking for a specific genre or you're asking for a random genre to just try. I would say listen to some jazz rock or electronic, because those genres tend to be infusions of a lot of other genres. And so you'll get introduced to a lot of different stuff that way. Stuff like Gorillaz, right? Gorillaz have a million features. And if you like one of their albums, you can go listen to whoever the feature is. Stuff like that. You're looking for something else. Ooh. Yeah, again, I don't think that's something I can tell you. I think you just have to branch out from what you already like. Find something slightly different from it, and then just keep iterating. Like, if you don't listen to a lot of hip-hop, find what kind of hip-hop you like. Like, I'm not big on... to sound like a loser. Like, mainstream... bigger stuff I'm not crazy about, but I like more garage, underground hip-hop. Like people rapping really fast on heavily sampled beats. Like Afro, or Marco Polo type stuff. And I only learned that by listening to enough hip-hop that you kind of find your niche in it. Do I have to beat that thing? Because I can't beat that thing. Or can I? No, I can't. Multisyllabic rap? It doesn't have to be multisyllabic. You can rap fast in singular syllables. I just meant stuff that heavily prioritizes wordplay over necessarily just rapping on beat or being harmonic. Although I like a little bit of everything, but there's hip hop that's more about the rhythm of it, and then there's hip hop that's more about the message of it, I guess. I like message stuff. And again, it's all contextual. Like, there's some Joe Hawley stuff. Joe Hawley does really weird electronic... He was the guitarist for Tally Hall, if you don't know. Joe Hawley went on to make some solo albums where he does some weird electronic hip-hop stuff. And arguably a lot of the lyricism in it is fucking gibberish. It's like schizophrenic gibberish sometimes. But it's really melodic, and it does have some deep meaning to it if you look for it. It's just interesting, and it's not necessarily what I usually go for, but a good example of an outlier for me. Also, I can beat these guys. I thought I couldn't. They don't act like they take damage, but I guess they do. Give me a fun jazz song to listen to. Rocky Raccoon by Ramsey Lewis. He goes crazy on the whirly keyboard there. It might be a Rhodes, I don't know the difference. He's a really good pianist. That or Do It Again by Steely Dan. Love that song. Although I don't know if that's really jazz. More rock. Jazz rock. I hate people that say Steely Dan is yacht rock. That seems... It's not wrong, but it's hurtful. And I think that's underselling how good Steely Dan is. By implying only old rich white guys on yachts listen to it. They deserve better. It is raised. Ow. Yeah, this thing, I'm not totally, I guess I'm trying to get it high. I might have already did it. I think I'm trying to get it up there so I can hop. Platform goes up, I go there, I hop there. That's what's happening. But I think I messed it up. I already had it high up and I made it lower. So I gotta tread all my steps. Breakcore recommendations. I don't listen to much breakcore, honestly. I couldn't tell you. Oh wait, no, I think I was doing right. It's just still too low. Tricky. This game is Pseudoregalia on Steam and also some other places. But that's where I'm playing it. Oh, alright. This is a cool puzzle. Like, you just have to hit every lever, regardless of order. Uh-oh. Really uh-oh. Okay. I love how the breathing sound effect of the trumpet is like a child learning an instrument. Just wheezing. Alright, I think that should be enough. Yep. Ascendant Light. Attack objects and enemies to bounce off of them. In addition, your weapon now glows brightly, even in the darkest of places. So I can bounce off anything? In theory? Oh, cool. Maybe not anything, just objects. It's basically anything. Black hole. Would a black hole really be considered an object? Wouldn't that be considered the lack of an object? I'm not here to judge it. You ever heard the theory that inside every black hole is another universe? And that's why it's like super dense? I'm not a science-matician, so I don't know the specifics of it. But I do like the idea of weird big stuff in space being like, I don't know, way more complex than we think. And I guess that's true without it having to be a universe in a black hole. According to chat, to Volt in chat, a black hole is not a hole, it's an oxymoron. Whoever thought you could do wormhole transportation is an idiot. All it is a gravitational singularity that basically crushes everything into its mass at the subatomic level. But that's just a theory. A space theory. And blank. Yeah, I'm aware that's what the presiding theory of a black hole is. It's just the condensing of matter to an insane, incomprehensible, dense point. I was speaking more to the fun sci-fi interpretation of, well, you can't look into it, but it's really big. Maybe there's stuff inside of it. Technically, all theories on what a black hole is are still theoretical. I guess we've done tests where we made like a black hole for half a second on a single molecule. But I don't know if that... I don't know. I'm not gonna act like I know shit. I think the craziness of it is like Hawking radiation, right? It's like, even though a black hole prevents anything from escaping, how is it that we still see shit radiate out of it? There's clearly something letting it escape. Maybe there's an answer for that, and I don't know. But I thought that was like the weirdness of black holes. It's like it's like a fundamentally contradictory concept. But I would also guess that's just another part of science where it's like, it makes sense, just not to us because we don't get it. But there is a reason. Okay. Speaking of black holes, I think I just found one. Huh. Feel free to replicate that one if you want. I did it right here. You guys know what the Aether is? Or was? Apparently, God, I'm gonna have to... It's gonna take me a second to fully remember what the Aether was. But there was... Back before we understood how light moves, and we weren't sure whether or not, I guess, light was a wave or a physical thing. There was a theory that light traveled through, like, a different plane that just sort of overlapped with the existing one, and it was called the Aether Realm. It's like a dimension that sits on top of ours, and that's how light travels. Yeah, because that's how smart we were 400 years ago. And then they started doing some tests that involve, like, mirrors and laser beams, and I'm not going to give you all the specifics of it. But they basically were able to I don't think they disproved the Aether, but they proved what light was to a degree that the Aether was not relevant to the explanation. So they just sort of abandoned the idea of the Aether. But like hundreds of years ago, we thought light traveled through its own, like, dimension or reality. Which is just strange, but interesting to me. No, not the Minecraft Aether. I'll forgive your confusion. Save time. Oh, I just got raided. Hey, guys. Go away! Go away! I'm kidding. Hi. I don't remember the name of the place I'm in, but there's definitely a key around here, so I'm gonna stick around. Keep looking. I like some of the Greek philosophers' ideas on how the world works. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of everything revolving around the Earth, but the Greeks were known for their thinking, that's for sure. I don't think the Greeks thought the Earth revolved around the sun. I don't know, they might have, but I don't mean to imply anything. This is technically somewhere. I might have been here. Let's find out. No. It is crazy when you look back and see philosophers who were almost on the money, but they just didn't have the testing means to prove that they were on the money. Like, Da Vinci. Or kind of Tesla. Or that guy who created steam-powered energy, but just to cook his meat. And there was some guy that invented steam power like 200 years before it was widely adopted. And that guy literally just, like, hooked up his meat steamer. Or his meat cooker to a steam-powered engine, basically. And people found it and were like, what the fuck? How long was this around? And we just never... He never told anybody about this shit. Stuff like that's crazy to me. Oops. I didn't need to do that. I was curious. The underbelly. I'll have to come back here. Like, immediately, apparently, because this is just the end of the game. There's a lot of crazy theories that, like, humanity basically got, like, there were mass, well, what were they called? Mass extinction events, or, like, lost civilizations that actually had a lot of really impressive technology, but it just got lost to time, and humanity has actually been, like, set back thousands of years multiple times. I don't know how much I believe them. Like, I've heard Graham Hancock talk about Göbekli Tepe, and I do believe that there are lost civilizations that probably had a lot of cool tech. I don't entirely believe that they were doing anything we couldn't do today. They might have been able to do stuff we do today, but differently. You know, I'm sure they had some pretty crazy pulleys and levers, but I don't know if they had alien spacecraft, you know? But I do believe that there were probably points in time where, like hundreds of thousands of humans died and you just got set back. Jonathan Blow has a pretty good talk on tech decline in the modern age. Tech decline is in, like, the slowdown of technical progress, or the deterioration of how progress is rolled out. Because it seems like there are still developments, but a lot of them are bottlenecked by, like, capitalist greed. Like, the iPhone keeps improving, but in intentionally shitty ways. I hate Neil deGrasse Tyson. I don't care for Neil deGrasse Tyson personally. I think it was Bill Burr who said Neil deGrasse Tyson is, like, the smart guy for dumb people. Like, he says all this stuff that sounds smart, but if you put him next to an actual scientist, he's gonna look like a jackass. That was Elon? No, I don't think so. I think it was Neil. I mean, Elon is also one of those people, but no, Neil has an ego. Which is, a lot of scientists, I'm sure, do. A lot of humans do in general, but Neil... just, all you have to do is find the image of him reposting the same tweet. He's posted the same tweet every year for, like, 5 years, where it's like, every time you kiss yourself in the mirror, you're not... It's some weird shit about kissing yourself. He's just a weird guy who, every time I see him, like, on a podcast or talking to someone, he talks over them, which is fine if you have a point to make, but he consistently does it. He's good at illustrating existing scientific concepts with, like, very grounded metaphors. He's good with making smart stuff feel accessible. And it's not that I think he's dumb or full of shit, but I think often his goal is to come off as impressive more than it is to, like, really push the global conversation on anything. he's a hell of a lot smarter than I am. I'm not gonna act like I could do anything he does, but a lot of people I'd rather listen to explain stuff than him. There was a point where he, like, really struggled to accept the idea that we were in a simulation, I think, right? Like, he was adamant that, like, oh, we could probably make a simulation, but I don't think we're in one. And he just would not stand for the idea of it. Like, he just picks really weird hills sometimes. Just feels like a very self-preservative guy. I like him. Think he's smart. Think he's done some good stuff. I just don't like listening to him. That's all. You know what I just realized? The mirror thing I was talking about, kissing yourself, I was getting that mixed up with something. There was a YouTuber that invited Neil deGrasse Tyson on his show, and at the end of their interview, he asked Neil deGrasse Tyson to kiss a mirror for him on camera. And Neil was like really weird. Like, he was like cautious about it. He's like, okay, I guess I'll kiss the mirror. So these guys bring out a mirror, and Neil deGrasse goes in to kiss it for the camera. And then the guy pulls the mirror up and puts his face in. And he tries to peck Neil deGrasse Tyson. He was trying to trick Neil deGrasse Tyson into kissing him on the lips. And I don't remember if it worked. I think he managed to pull away at the last second. And then he refused to try it again. They just spent like a whole podcast fucking with Neil deGrasse Tyson. He didn't seem upset by it. I think they knew at that point they were sort of messing with him. It's uncomfortable. Oh yeah, 100%. It's a breach of trust in a million ways. But there's a shock value. I could not... I'd be lying if I said I didn't laugh when I saw it. It's a form of cringe comedy, I guess. Can I post a link to an animated video of Neil? You can. Moobot might smite it down, so I don't know if it'll land, but you can try. I don't mind. I think I gotta go back to the other area. Yeah, this one. I don't hear about Bill Nye anymore. Yeah, I know we got like a second season of his show, but I never watched it. So I don't know if it's any good. Who leaves a desk up here? Shouldn't ask questions with no answers. Did you see the video of Bill Nye lighting a globe on fire and swearing? Was that the one where he was like angry at people because climate change is already kind of at an unreversible point? But he was just like, yeah, good job, morons. If that's what I'm thinking of, then yeah. I think I saw that one. I liked it. I like seeing an angry Bill Nye, the science guy. I'm surprised nobody has made a career out of just being an angry scientist. Like, just being the Bill Burr of physics. Just always angry and yelling at people for fucking up. I'd listen to that guy. I don't know why, but I'd listen to that guy. Maybe I have daddy issues. The AVGN, but for science. That's a different example. But yeah. AVGN of science. Wasn't climate change irreversible to begin with, given the expansion of the Earth's core? Well, it's not... It's irreversible in that obviously you can't control it or undo what's been done. The idea is you can be forwardly preventative from it getting worse. And if you get to a certain level of, like, renewability and self-sustaining, like, nature will heal itself back to, like, a normal degree, quote-unquote. The idea isn't we want to get Earth back to how it was before we existed. It's that we just don't want it to get worse than where we are now. If any of you have heard of the Doomsday Clock, it's a real thing that I guess some scientists keep track of. Let me check where the Doomsday Clock is right now. Doomsday Clock 2023, and I'll tell you where it's at. The Doomsday Clock is this idea by scientists of where do we get to the point where it's, like, out of our control. Like, when it hits midnight, we basically, it's out of our hands whether or not, like, our civilization is destroyed. Essentially by, like, climate change, I guess. It is 90 seconds to midnight as of January of 2023. I'm trying to find, like, a proper image of it to put on screen. Doomsday Clock also factors in human conflict. Oh, so like Russia. Also, I think the clock can go backwards. It's technically possible to go back, I think. Okay, I'm not getting an exact image of it, but this seems like the best one I could find, which is that it's currently 100 seconds to midnight. This might be from 2022, though. It might have gotten a bit closer. I know that doesn't mean much. Just a picture of a clock. And if you're really curious, just Google the Doomsday Clock and you can go down a big rabbit hole on what exactly that is. But it's basically the human attempt to keep track of how fucked everything is. That's how fucked everything is. It's the closest we've been since the 40s. Thanks, Putin. You jerk. Yeah, that kind of thing is more of a marketing thing, though. I think that's more to just make people aware of stuff than it is to, like... It's not designed to count down to a definitive event and keep track of when it happens. It's literally just to keep people semi-aware of, like... Hey guys, we're kind of feet to the fire right now. Maybe start jumping. Ow. Bet I could do this without it. Yep. Didn't even need the platform. I'm pretty sure I won't find progress where I'm going, but I'm just trying to get to the top of the room again. Or at least something different. Oh wait, I can do this now because of my upgrade. Okay, I know where to go. Is this a new game? Kind of. It's kind of new. Last few months. Uh-oh. I don't think I can save this. Thanks, Speckington. Grazie. Fuck. The tricky one. Funk, how do you separate inspiration versus plagiarism mentally? I tried to... Well, I tried to consider how whatever I wrote fits into the larger thing I'm making. So if I'm writing a video and I write a joke where it's like clearly inspired by Donkey or something, I can just rewrite it into something else. I can give it a different read so it's not quite as that. Or I can consider like, okay, is one donkey joke in an otherwise completely funk video make it a me plagiarizing like an existing thing? Not really. So there's a bit, you have to give yourself a bit of leeway. It's hard, that's a very vague question. It's like, what is inspiration versus plagiarism? Well, did you steal something that already exists? Then it's probably plagiarism. Did you write a word or a sentence that someone else said? It's probably plagiarism. If you just made something that is similar to someone else, but they never did that exact thing, inspiration. It's only plagiarism if you're literally verbatim taking something else that exists. It's not even plagiarism if you make, like, a video where you act like someone else the whole time, but everything you wrote is original. That's maybe ripping off, but that's not plagiarizing. Plagiarizing is the explicit taking of something. It's not plagiarizing to iterate or abstract an element of something into your own work. If at any point you're taking something else someone made, plagiarizing. And even then, you can do that without it being plagiarizing, but you have to disclose that you didn't do it. If you show someone else's video and call it your own, it's plagiarizing. If you show someone else's video and then explicitly state it's theirs and give them a credit, it's not plagiarism. I don't... Maybe I'm not paying enough attention. I did that puzzle twice, and it just looped me back, and I'm confused. Like, there should have been something up there. And maybe I just didn't pay attention. I'm doing it one more time. Yeah, it's not plagiarism for someone to do a 3D model persona on YouTube talking about games. If anything, that's just, like, logical. That's something a million people could come up with without ever seeing my videos, you know? Like, video games have 3D character models. It would make a lot of sense someone would do that for a YouTube channel. It's almost like that's what I did. So a lot of other people would too. That's not plagiarism. I got a damage upgrade thing. Oh. Press jump during knockback to regain balance. That's not what I got, but I just realized I have that. Alright. I know I don't need to do it, but for the hell of it. Okay. I'm sure whatever I needed, I picked it up. Is it Avanuit? From what I read, you want to, like, try your hand at the pro bending video game? Yeah, go for it. You want to credit me? That I'd be thankful for it. Listen, I will only ever sue you if it if it becomes popular and you don't credit me. But if you say thanks FUNKe somewhere, you can do whatever the hell you want. I won't even sue you. I'll just be I'll just grumble while I play your game, since it'll be fun. Thank you for asking at all, though. FUNKe, do you watch American football? No, but I listen to American baseball. Does that count? Kind of. I'm planning to get into football soon, since I have a bunch of friends that are. I haven't yet, though. But my family roots for the Bulldogs and whatever the other Georgia team is, the Falcons. Falcons and Bulldogs. I think that's what I'm, like, familially expected to root for. Fuck American football. Baseball's a better sport anyways. Oh no, not the sport. I meant the band American baseball. It might be called modern baseball. I was thinking of a math rock band. I've been here, but I'm out of ideas, so here it is. Tactically, I like the idea behind football. I like the idea that you just have a bunch of little dudes and you tell them where to go. And sometimes you tell them where to go better than where the enemy goes. But you know what I do when I want that? I just play StarCraft. I don't stare at a TV for 2 hours. I stare at a computer screen, thank you very much. Jokes aside, there is a skill to be admired in seeing everyone perform their roles and rooting for your team, but also the individual players. I get the appeal of it. I get how it's impressive when they pull off a certain maneuver. Yeah. When they throw the ball real good, I get why it's impressive. Just don't watch it, really. I think part of why I don't watch sports is that I hate advertisements. And 80% of sports is advertisements. Like, if I could watch football without watching the everything else, I would. But at that point, you're not watching it live. You're just watching a pre-recording or a lot of really boring, empty field. Like, even if you go to a game in person, you get bombarded with advertisements. Like, the field is covered in advertisements. The big screen is covered in ads. They have the big guy in the hammer suit race the guy in a giant drill suit. And you get to bet on who's gonna win. But the whole thing is just a ploy to get you to go to Home Depot. Oh man, I'm here again. Ugh. At least I already did the puzzle. I get why there's so many ads, though. I understand that they're sort of necessary to even have the funding to do the event itself. It doesn't mean I have to enjoy it, though. What about MMA and kickboxing? You know, I don't watch MMA, but I actually do enjoy boxing and like fist fight type. I like one-on-one sports. Yeah. I think those are entertaining to me, and it feels like there's usually I don't know, it feels like they run those way better. They're entertaining still. You're not having to listen to the stats of 100 people. You just hear the stats of 2 guys, and you get to quickly and easily gauge who is sort of the underdog. There's a way more parsable story and competition there. And when the actual event occurs, when they're fighting, there's like very little interruption. Like, they let it play out. They only pause once, like, the rounds are over. I like it. Alright, I'm out of there. Back to the old aimless path. So the tricky thing is, this menu tells me I have 2 more keys to find. I'm in the underground, which isn't any of these areas, so I'm guessing there's a key in the underground. Which is why I don't want to leave here until I find that ding-dang thing. But I'm not exactly given a lot of clues which direction that is. Also, thanks, Eric. So I'm just gonna pick doors. I'm gonna pick doors until I get somewhere. The hand was not hard to get working. It was a lot of work. More tedious than difficult. All of the technology is there. It's just, you'd be surprised that nobody put it together before. But not too hard. I've been to that door. I've been in there. All 3 of these doors basically just take me back to the previous area. Up there is a dead end. I feel like that's my only guess, but I'm still pretty sure. nothing that I need is down there. But I'm out of options. Also, I just got gifted a bunch of subs from Hobo Hitman. Wow. That's nuts, man. You gifted me this many subs. Thank you for this, for the 7. Alright. There's a fucking tiny one. There's a little baby one. Oh, you good boy. Oh, you good boy. I didn't notice that the last time I was in here. And it fights too? Ah. He's adorable. I'm not gonna fight him. Does the hand sync to my real screen? Yes and no. I have a Unity project open that controls all of the hand tracking, and I overlap that into OBS. So on my OBS playback, I see the hand. And in the Unity thing, I see the hand. But technically, I only see the game. If I only look at the game screen. But I can have it in real time if I just look at it, my other monitor. You're gonna have to pay Unity for downloading that project, buddy. Not if none of you tell Unity that I did that. I'll stop pointing the gun. I know I've done that like 6 times today. How do you do the hand? Okay, I'm not answering it again. There's an FAQ if you really want to know how it works. I have an FAQ where I tell you exactly down to the program if you really want to know. It might not be obvious, but I try to avoid overdoing the hand joke unless I get invested into it. But the more lost I get in the game, the more easily distracted I am by anything else. Oh, cool, another note with nothing on it. I'm gonna go back to the overworld and see if there's a key in the outdoor area. Empty Bailey. No, I'm pretty sure I have that one. Yep. I know that that castle's where I go when I have the last 2 keys. When I have all 5. Until then. No sunlight for me. Damn, I don't think I've ever been raided this much. Have an opal day. Why are you here? Are you robbing me? Go away! I don't have any money! It's a real hand. God, I'm not explaining how the hand works again. I just explained it for the last 3 people that asked. But thank you. Thank you, I appreciate it. I'm playing Pseudoregalia, a really fun 3D Metroidvania platformer with some combat but mostly platforming. And a lot of movement comboing and me getting lost, which is what's currently happening. There it is. No, I'm not explaining the hand again. Okay, so... right down here. That goes back where I was. I don't know where that goes. The right door. I'm going back here. Oh, it's another place I've already been. Wonderful. Baby night. I'm gonna let him follow me through the rest of the level as my little pet. Do I still get nervous before uploading a vid? Yeah, a little. But I think... I don't have, like... I think it's, like... I opt into being nervous, if that makes sense. Like, I can upload a video and just totally veg my brain into not overthinking it. But I kind of get... I don't know. I get invested into it, so I decide to... I try to read like all the comments and stuff, and I think that's where the anxiety comes from. The anxiety doesn't come from like, oh, I hope this vid has 0 mistakes. It's, oh, if it has a mistake, I'm gonna have to read people pointing it out 30 times. Like, it's not the mistake that's the issue, it's the acknowledgement of the mistake. But no, I'm better now. It's not debilitating, but yeah, a little nervous. Did my vids get more attention after the 3D character? Sort of, yeah. I'd say it contributed. That's undeniable, but I also think it was kind of gradual, because like, I made the TF2 video, and it did like a bit better than my usual TF2 videos did at the time. I don't know if having a cool mascot is enough to get your channel to travel word of mouth. Like, the video still has to be good. So yeah, it contributed, but I don't... It's not like I was struggling before I animated. I think I'm just gonna start sweeping every corner of the underground, because unless the key isn't down here at all, and I mean, it might not be. I guess I could just go back to the start and find more black holes. I have an ability that lets me traverse those now. And I'm not making much headway here. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I mean, if we're just speaking in terms of like advice, like as a YouTuber, objectively, if you want me to be honest, yeah, having a little mascot, it gives you way more longevity. It's way easier to have like a memorable aspect to your channel when you put a face to it. I mean, you can put your real face, but I don't like looking at human faces. I don't like looking at people. Not in a weird way. It's just, it can come off as a little... It depends on the content. Like, I love, like, Tom Scott videos. But he always has stuff to talk about. But for, like, a gaming channel, it can be a little egotistical, narcissistic if you push your face too much. Which is why I like animating, because one, it's a primary hobby of mine, and two, a little bit of eye candy, you know? Doesn't hurt to have some keys to jangle now and then. I thought this led back to the surface, and I still think it does, but I forgot where the the fireman's pole is. Guessing it's not here. I think, here's what I'll say. I think having a mascot helps, but there is a point of diminishing returns where if you're just like a PNG tuber, like you're just one of those people that has like your arms okay, I can't cross my arms because the tracker won't let me do it. But if you're one of those people that just has like 5 photos of you, like of a cartoon character, I don't know. I feel like you're gimping yourself by not committing fully to the bit. I feel like that's dipping your toes in. It works. You could still do well. I doubt Saber Spark is strapped for cash in that regard, but I think the more effort you put into having like a mascot or whatever, the more returns you get, I guess is the point I'm trying to say. Because if you just do it for the sake of branding, it'll be obvious. As opposed to doing it to like enhance the content. Someone ended up making a Bommy VR chat avatar for me. And I really like it, but I've never used it. Because it freaks me out too much. Makes me feel like I'm wearing, like, a Hamburglar costume. Where I'm, like, dressed up as my guy. Just feels weird. For me. I'll have to find a reason to use it one day then. I guess if I ever stream VR chat, it would make sense to use that. Alright, really hoping the fireman pole's over here, because... well, it's not, but... it's something different, at least. So that might be enough. Is my mascot a character I play? I would say it's like an exaggerated version of me. Not that I don't write them as if I'm writing a character. I just write them as if it's me talking and I exaggerate a little bit. But I also, when I do like the voice, when I do the recording, I do record it knowing it's going to be animated. So I'm pretty mindful of like the inflections and stuff. But I don't write it as if it's like a not me. It's like, if you've ever heard Bo Burnham describe how he acts on the stage, it's like he is playing a character, but it is also him to some degree. Just like that. This might be a one-way drop. For normal people, not for me. Okay, it is a one-way. Never mind. It's crazy I walked by the pole that I need 8 times, and only now that I need it can I not find it. I dodged everything. Everything vital. It's weird to me that There are bubbles just like randomly strewn about. I'm gonna try up there. I know this isn't to the pole, but it's somewhere different. Oh, okay. I guess this is another way out. Not what I meant. Comfort game? It changes. Depends on what I'm playing. Hasn't really changed since last time. Still Deep Rock. That's like my game when I want to play a game, but I don't want to like commit to a story. Just want to boot something up. Yeah, Rock and Stone. Woo. It's just really easy to... It's just really easy to, like, jump in and out of that game. Because every week you go back, you get a bunch of, Deep Rock has a really good... I've already talked about how it's a very non-predatory model, where you get a lot of content for a one-time purchase. But even, they do have, like, weeklies, right? But the weeklies are really fair. It's literally, you just, like, do 3 missions, you get a core. A core basically turns into a weapon overclock. And sometimes you get a really cool weapon overclock that just changes the weapon, like, almost entirely. So it's almost like getting a new weapon. Not always, but... like, you basically get to try your hand at that once a week or so. And there's not really a way to spend money and get all the stuff and burn through it. It's like the intended route of just... yeah, play when you feel like it. Whenever you do play it, they're not giving you like 35 anal tasks, really hyper-specific things. They're just like, do this mission, beat it, and you'll get the stuff. I'm not crazy about weeklies where it's like, alright, you have to use this specific weapon in this specific map. Like, I'm not asking for errands here, I'm just asking for a little bonus for playing the game. Which is what Deep Rock does. Rock and Stone, yeah! I'm in castle something? Do I have the castle key? I don't. Alright, I'll look around here for a bit. It'd be fucked up if this was the first key in the game and I just ignored it. Sansa Keep. Sansa Keep and Castle Sansa are kind of the same. I might not be here. This might just be like the hub zone. Don't know. Yeah, I'm really just considering cycling every area Until I see another black hole. Dilapidated dungeon. This is also different. Alright. I'm gonna stick around here for a bit. Oh, god damn it. I think there's just a lot of areas. This is where the first boss was. I keep thinking I've gotten to where I need to be. Funk, did you turn on the only accessibility option? No. What's that? Give Sybil pants. Didn't work. Where are her pants? Just an attire op. Oh, big pants. Oh. These are actually kind of kicking. I like them. They got the big open flares at the bottom. Look cozy. Yeah. Yeah, fuck it. I'll stick with them. Would I ever want to do another FUNKe? I have intentions to do another one. I'm just deciding when. But I do plan to do another FUNKe at some point. And it's not going to be called FUNKe SMP. It won't. That's my promise to you as a streamer. That's the... I can't tell you anything more about it, but what I will say is it'll still be good old FUNKe. You want, I have a couple pitches for FUNKe. Do you want to hear the pitch for FUNKe I was gauging? I was thinking of doing a season of ethical Minecraft where I can't kill animals. I can't mine coal or burn it. I have to only play Minecraft the ethical way. And for every unethical thing I do, I have to plant a tree. And I would set up a counter, server side, to keep track every time an ethical and unethical thing occurs. And then, this would be online, right? So anyone could play on the server. My goal would be to end the season with more ethical things than unethical. So like, for every person on the server killing a tree, I have to plant... For killing a pig, I have to plant a tree. Or do something ethical to balance it out. Like a real tree? Hell no. How ethical do you think I am? No. It would be a Minecraft tree. It sounds impossible. Yeah, but I would try to balance it. I would have, like, unethical things be a -1 and then ethical things be a +2 to the counter. Or something like that. I would balance it in such a way that there would be an ethical way. A pacifist route to beat Minecraft. So, like, Wayfarer? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know what that is. Yeah, other people would be able to do ethical stuff too. I would just expect most people to not do that. That was one of the things I was considering for FUNKe. I haven't landed on the concept yet. Part of me does want to return to the Avatar mod, because I abandoned that one halfway through. And now I will say I had good reason to abandon it, given the year. But I never got to do what I wanted to with that server. And I know it would be all different people this time, but I'd be alright with that. It's like I want to do another vanilla FUNKe, but I don't want to play vanilla Minecraft again. It's not in the books. So unless I find a mod that's like vanilla plus, probably not that. The only way I'm doing vanilla is if I do like a gimmick, like ethical Minecraft. Pixelmon, I already did that one. I did that one a couple of years ago. There is some kind of item up there for me to unlock, so that is like a thing. So I'm gonna focus all my attention on that right now. What was my first big video that got me a lot of attention? It was called, I don't remember the exact title. It was called like The Pro's Guide to Playing Spy 2015. And it was just a video of me talking as if I was really good at Spy, but the footage was all of my advice being like fucking terrible. Like, I was telling people to just run at enemies' faces and hope for the backstab because that's more reliable than trying to play mind games. Just bad advice. And I think I posted that to Reddit, and then it got like 4,000 views, which was blowing out the water for me. I think it was like 10,000, but still way more than I had planned. I kind of hit the big time around then, I'd say. That was the first video, I think, where, like, I don't know, I saw progress being made. Where I started having an idea of what I was gonna do on YouTube. Hand is on screen. That's because I'm slouching. My hands are in the camera. I think it was Not Our Spy? No. Not Our Spy was... Wait, it was later. That was like half a year later. I'm talking about the first video that did... Not Our Spy was one of the first videos that did like 1 million, if that's what you mean. I thought you just meant the first time a video like did well. If you're talking about the first video that like left its intended audience, I don't even think it's Not Our Spy. I made a video where I just did the sniper's sax taunt, and that one hit like 200,000 views, which I would consider breakout for that level. I do not know how to get back up. But yeah, if you're only counting videos that did like above 1 million, probably Not Our Spy. But I wouldn't... in my eyes, that's not it. In my eyes, there's a lot of other random videos that just outperformed. FUNKe, you can attack after kicking, so you don't bounce. You can attack after kicking. I don't entirely follow. I'll have to make more sense of that once I'm actually platforming again. Like that. Oh. I think if I get on the roof of this, I can get back up. But not gonna be easy. Okay, it was pretty easy. My hype for Bobbing's new album. Oh yeah, I've been waiting for Mr. Bobbert to make more music. Also, you say you hope for a Still Woozy feature. At some point, Bobbing on Instagram, there was a story where he was jamming out with Sven, with Still Woozy, in the studio. He didn't confirm whether it was for Bobbing or anything, but I got the implication that there would be. Why did the fuck did I fall? I got the implication that there will be some kind of a feature, yeah. That's where I'm trying to go. I don't know how I'm gonna, but I'll find a way. I'm guessing I gotta parry off that guy. Okay, yeah. It's doable. Thankfully, I cheated the system and saved right next to it. I always thought funk was funky, not funk. It can be. If you want. I don't mind. Got it. You gained pilgrimage. You can move slowly while channeling a heal. Oh, okay. That'll be sort of useful. I don't think I ever traveled up here. I wasn't good enough to travel up there before. That or I went a different way. Who knows? Oh wow, yeah, that attack move's gonna come in handy. If I can time it right. Three times. Is it just me, or does... what's her name? Sybil? Does Goat Lady kind of look like Blaziken now? With these pants. Minus the color palette. That's what my brain keeps going back to. There's also a pants in RuneScape that has the weird trimmed flares at the bottom. Yeah. There was an upgrade up here that I already got, so that was for naught. I just forgot. Yeah, I'm just back to circling the entire thing. Can I ask what made you settle on the name FUNKe? I changed my names a million times until one video did good, and then I didn't change it because I didn't want to lose my momentum. In hindsight, I should have. But it's too late now. Oh, interesting. I didn't throw my sword that time. What's weird is apparently FUNKe, in all caps with an E, used to be like some kind of like surf shop in California. Like there was a place with that exact name, I guess, but I think they shut down like 20 years ago. So I don't know. I don't know if FUNKe with an E is like a patented or branded name. But I've never gotten in trouble for it, so haven't given it much thought. Me and my big goat hooves. Keep falling off stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna be real. I don't know how people beat this game in 8 hours. I'm up to 10. And I mean, if I knew where the last two keys were, I probably could have. I probably could beat it in an hour, I think. But I think it's gonna take me another hour just to find those doors. And again, not from lack of trying. Maybe it's streamer brain? Maybe, but it's not streamer brain that I lack resources to contextualize where I have and haven't been. Which is what a minimap is. I fundamentally cannot check in any way what area I haven't explored. Look it up. I'll be honest, I'm getting there. I mean, I don't mind continuing to play the game, but I feel like I've gotten enough of the side grades that now it's like I'm not even running into stuff accidentally. Does the castle tell me? I mean, I guess I could check there. I just gotta remember where outside Sansa is. I think my trouble is, since I got pretty far into the game while being slightly distracted, I missed the opportunity to see the doors I should have seen. If I did see those doors, I can see how it would have ended up like an 8-hour play session. But, God forbid you miss one. Alright, enough complaining. I'm finding it. I'm finding the big castle. And I'm going from there. I got the key from underground. Nope. I circled it 4 times and I couldn't find a new place, so I just gave up on that. I'm still convinced there's an underground key, but God knows where it is. And I think if I had confirmed that there was a key there, I would have stayed there but my fear that I was wasting my time in an area with no key superseded my willingness to stick it out and find it. It's the fear that I'd be wasting my time. Woodback scene or nah? Let's put it this way, hot and cold. This door. This direction, hot or cold? I see a black hole, which I haven't interacted with. Or at least something. Cold? Okay, well. Let me just get that first. How the fuck? Oh. Okay. This shit's gonna be tricky. Okay, never mind. Not tricky at all. I know what to do. Sort of. I was trying that attack trick. I think I'm just gonna have to squeeze it. The thing is, I get it's after the kick, but I have to be high enough, otherwise it's like wasted. And I'm not getting high enough to grab it afterwards. I don't even think I'm like getting close enough to reach it. Jeez. This is like the last of that thing. So I think I get like a new level if I get this. Or a new heart, rather. Not that I need it, since there's no combat in this game. Kick. Ooh, kick. Ooh. Hooah. Oh. No? Okay, I get nothing. Oh. I didn't... Okay, I don't know. I didn't count my health, so maybe I got one. That's cool. Someone said I was cold, so I'm gonna go back and hopefully become hot. Hey Funk, did you see the new ATLA game has temple run sections? No, but I honestly didn't need to see it to guess it would, because it looks like a shitty game. Because Avatar is one of the few franchises with the highest video game potential and the highest rate of fucking flubbing it every time. I don't know why. I'm guessing they're not being given a reasonable time frame. They're getting told to make these games in a year, so the games are dog ass. It's a shame. Let the IP rest. I don't know. I will say, I think given how Korra ended, Avatar didn't entirely, it did get to tell its whole story that it wanted to tell, but I think the writers had more up their sleeves that they didn't get to utilize because the show didn't perform well, and then it got taken off the air. and then it sort of just disappeared at the end of its life cycle. I think you give the Avatar Studios another movie, another TV series, and they will use it well. I think if you give them another video game, they'll fuck it up, because they'll outsource it and give it a year to make it, and then it'll be dog shit. Because no one can comprehend that bending does make a pretty good... It's like Breath of the Wild, but instead of runes, you just have bending. There's a game concept in there. I wouldn't want it to actually be Breath of the Wild, but I'm saying, like, everything they've done with it has been nothing. It's just been the TV show, but in game form, which is... I don't think there's ever been a game that did that and performed well, except maybe Kakarot, which most people did not play. They are making a movie. I say that to round back to the point that I do think the IP deserves that chance, and they're getting it. They're making 3 Avatar movies. I don't think they should make games until they learn their lesson, though. Which they haven't. Oh, brother. Where the fuck am I? I know where I am, but where the fuck is what I'm looking for? That's not it, but I'll take it. Yeah, I don't remember the name of that earthbending VR game. That's not technically Avatar, though. That's like someone actually doing something good with the concept. But the funniest part is that's not even Avatar. You're still cold but a little warm. Well, I'm trying to get back to the central hallway. Oh, I mean, this'll work. Okay. My plan is to go back to the castle and see if it tells me where to go. Is that a good plan or a bad plan? Hot or cold? Take care, Josh. Yeah, it's like when you attack, you can't grab it until it's done attacking. Good warm. Okay. I think I can make it to the top. I'm not too worried about that. I am worried about getting across this fucking bridge, though. Okay, I'm guessing that's not gonna work. What other tricks do I have? How about this? Nope. Good enough. Yeah, I'm gonna get a pointer from the castle, and we'll see if things heat up after that. It will take a minute, but I do remember the process, so... Ooh, maybe I don't. I swear I could get there. Oh wait, no, I can do it. I just forgot a step. Adoy. Edward, you make a good point. People are worried about the live-action Avatar, but I did like the One Piece. Whatever. Live action. But you should also consider the One Piece one didn't require as much CGI. They really only had to CGI Luffy and a couple other things. But most of that you could do through practical effects. Whereas Avatar, almost like all of it's gonna need constant CGI, I feel like. Other than the city shots. So yeah, that might be a problem. I don't know exactly where I'm trying to go. Other than up. I gotta be honest, loved live action One Piece. I'm still not catching up to the show. Still too much work. I might read it once it's done. Once I know there's nothing else. Then I might say fuck it and read it. Until then, eh. Also, what the fuck? There was a key up here? So there's only one key I need, and I'm guessing it's in the underground. Deep in the underbelly, surrounded by holes. Yeah, that'd be it. Deep in the underbelly, surrounded by holes. Well, good news, everybody. One of the keys is not going to require too much work, because I just got it. Okay, I guess that was my fault, because the first time I came here, I never saw this. I never looked up in the castle, so I sort of just assumed it was a dead end. Deep in the underbelly, surrounded by holes. I don't remember a place surrounded by holes, but I'm sure I'll find it. You can get there from Empty Bailey. That's the place right across... Right across the bridge, right? Alright. Yeah, at the end... okay, I remember. There's like a little house with a pit in it to my right. Alright, I got it from here. Thank you. Appreciate it. I should really save. At some point. There it is. Stink. Okay. I am back in the underbelly. I know the key is in here. And I have a hint. It is surrounded by holes. So I'm gonna get back to that main room and suss it out from there, as the kids say. I don't think kids say that. I think that's a different word. But that's what I'm gonna do. I made a mistake. 2 mistakes. Well, maybe just one. I'm fine with playing hot and cold until I know I'm in a new area, at which point I got it. For the time being, though, let's see. Surrounded by holes. That little weird... Well, no. I was gonna say the little shack in here has a hole. I'm burping now and I'm tasting the cranberry pistachios I had earlier. They were really good. They tasted better when they were food and not air, though. It was like a weird... I don't know how to describe it. It was a mushy square of cranberry and pistachio. It was good. It was a healthy snack. Alright, holes. Methinks it's in this direction. Cranberries are alright. In the right context. I wouldn't eat them alone, but they're a good accent piece to another food. This is a hole, technically. I think cranberries are better when you're like 60, but I fuck with them. Well, that was pointless. Why are cranberries just default old people fruit? Because they make you poop. That's why. They're good for digestion. That lever might have been flippable. I just didn't think to flip it, and I also think it didn't connect to that. The thing blocking the door was a different thing. That lever was just to get me up to the direction I already went, which was the big room. I got warm then cold. Oh, wonderful. I wish I read that before I dropped down here. Here's my last question, and then I think I got the rest. Let me get to somewhere I can point before I ask it. Is that the right place to go? Is that warm? No, it's not. Okay, 2 questions. Is this the correct door? Nuh-uh. Okay, 3rd question. Does this room connect to a door that I should be looking for? Does this room connect to where I should be going? Yes, okay. I can work with that. Does this go down? Hey, that's not really a question, I was just talking out loud. But I think there's like a little pit. Oh wait, no, that just drops back. Oh, I'll check. Huh? Feels wrong. Hotter? If you say so, Doc. I thought this like leads out of the underbelly. Oh wait. Huh. Huh. Fucking this. It's this room. It's this room. Okay, I got it from here. God damn it. I knew it was this room. I just forgot this room existed, so I didn't know it was this room. But if I had remembered, I would have known. Good news, everyone. We're back to progress. Very, very progress. I'm like 4 actions away from being at the end of the game. Oops. Here's the hard part. I gotta get over there. I'm not seeing a clear path. Shoot. Oh yeah, that is an ability, isn't it? What'd I do without you? How'd I fuck that up? Ah! It's alright. The crux of the work is done. When you know it. Key number 5 got. And with that, I'm ready to go to the big door, which I assume is the end of the game. Yeah, made a lot more sense once you just recognize where the important room is. Wow. Alright, let's finish this bad boy up. And my big brain should be able to get back. My big brain is struggling to remember which door leads to the elevator again. I think it's in this direction. That door. 85% sure it's this door. 95% sure. The number is going up. 200%. 400%. Yeah, I'm 1000%. I'm 900% sure I'm in the right place. I'm 800% sure. I'm 700% sure. Alright, back to 1000. What's your opinion on turn-based combat as a concept? There's a debate on if it's outdated or not. I think good turn-based combat has a level of interaction with it. I like Chrono Trigger, which does have sort of an aiming element to its combat despite being turn-based. I like Mario RPGs, which has a level of timing to it despite being turn-based. I don't think turn-based itself is a flawed design. Bro, I play D&D every week. Do you want to know how that combat plays out? Guess what? Turn-based. Still fun as hell. It's not being turn-based that's an issue. It's just that a lot of games wimp out on how they do it. And they do the lane thing, which is just I attack, then you attack. You want another example? Deltarune or Undertale. There's a level of bullet hell and timing to those. Still fun combat. Also turn-based. So yeah, no, I don't see any reason why turn-based itself is the issue. It's just that calling turn-based combat alone combat is like calling flour a cake. It's like, you're missing some stuff here. You don't really get to say that. What makes D&D the exception? Well, because the acts you do during your turn aren't just attack. The acts you do during your turn are pretty complex in D&D. You get to move, you get to interact with objects, you get to perceive and interact with the environment. It's turn-based, but you're waiting for a turn that's actually fundamentally interesting. Waiting your turn shouldn't just be waiting for your damage to apply. It should be waiting to do an action that you actually enjoy doing. Alright, I'm ready to open this door. I'm just drinking some water first. Never beat a game while dehydrated. I haven't saved since the underground, so I'm hoping this isn't a big deal. Tower remains. Oh, I didn't get to read that. The words were too wide. It's a lady. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, maybe this won't be as easy as I thought. Oh no, this is a bullet hell too. I'm glad I took the time to find the extra upgrades. I guess that'll help in the long term here. You just clap. What the fuck? Oh, my fucking ears! I don't think she's supposed to go back there. Anywhere but behind the pillar is all I ask. It's a cool character design. It's just kind of hard to really look at it when she teleports every time I get close. I don't even know if that attacks. Okay, it does. Perfect. I think I could first try it. And now that I've said that out loud, I'm regretting saying it out loud. But I think it's still true. Not really the kind of person you want to hang out with, right? So says the White Void. I barely remember what she was really like at this point. Oh, sorry. You're probably wondering who I am. Honestly, I don't really know anymore. Nobody special, I guess. But then, that's the whole reason you're here, right? I get it. I can't just hide here forever and pretend I don't exist. I'm sure I'll find something worth being awake for. Maybe I'll finally get into photography. It's hard to read this with my eyes closed. But I'm doing pretty good. That'd be nice, I think. So thanks, goat, bunny, cat, lady. Sybil? Got it. I'll make sure to write it down. As soon as I wake up. I don't want to forget you too. I'm sure you've got someone else to help out, right? So yeah, thanks. Take care, Sybil. It's the name of the game. And the end of the game. Wow. Yeah. Okay. And I don't think there's much in the way of post-game content, so I think that's it. Distorted memory. Wow, yeah. That's it. That's the game. Boink, 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 boink. Love it. Yeah, if that ever got expanded into a full series, a full story, or full game, I'd 100% play it. Because mechanically, it's got a lot to show for itself as a platformer. And, easy recommendation for me. You might get a little lost, but I think it's worth it. It's a game that it's at least fun to move around in. So even if you're lost, it's still fun. But yeah, I'm done. That's it. There might be like more outfits or something. But for now... Whee. Spiritual successor coming eventually. This game was proof of concept, basically. A likely story. On what authority are you to say that? Person who made this game. Well, if the developer is led to be believed, then there will be some more, some more meat to chew on, so to speak, in this core of gaming. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it for the night. I wasn't sure whether or not I'd finish it tonight, so since I did, I'll probably call it and then figure out what I'm streaming next. But damn, once again, Pseudoregalia. If that's something you want to look up or purchase yourself on its several available retailers. I played it on Steam. And thank you for making it, Ritzler. I know it took me like a month to play this game because I spaced out my streams of it, but I did not regret any of them. For now, I think that's it. Alright, I'm gonna go care for my dogs and make myself a late dinner. So, I probably won't be able to stream tomorrow. I have some day plans, but very likely you see me before Tuesday, either on Sunday or probably not Monday. I will have my streams listed on both my Twitter and my Discord whenever I go live, but I'm intending to be live every Tuesday. I'm expecting to stream an extra time each week too, so minimum of twice. And you know where to find me. That'll be it for now, though. I'm gonna head off. Bye, everybody. I don't have my Mushishi music just on hand, sadly, but there it is. Bye-bye.